27 of Kitaabut-Tawheed, on saying, if only such and such. This chapter is talking that you should not use if. Had I done this, this would not have happened. But it already happened. So using this if will only open the door for agony, pain, sorrow. Something happened already. We are crying over spilt milk. The milk is already spilt. So what's the use of crying? It's only the shaitan who wants to make you feel bad. So the Muslims here, if something happened already, he would say, قَدَّرَ اللَّهُ وَمَا شَاءَ فَعَلْ. What Allah decreed had happened. And you don't open the door for the devil. As you're going to know, this if opens the door for the shaitan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يَقُولُونَ لَوْ كَانَ لَنَا مِنَ الْأَمْرِ شَيْءٌ مَا قُتِلْنَا هَاهُنَا. They say if we had anything to do with the affair, none of us would have been killed here. This is Surah Al-Imran, Surah number 3, Ayah 154. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah, he talks about the munafiqeen, hypocrites. So they're saying, يَقُولُونَ لَوْ كَانَ لَنَا مِنَ الْأَمْرِ شَيْءٌ مَا قُتِلْنَا هَاهُنَا. When they were brought out to fight. So among themselves, normally a hypocrite will be brave or coward? Coward. And you have to keep in mind that the hypocrite is a non-Muslim. The munafiq, he wants to live forever. So now he is on the front line. He doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to die. So they were discussing among themselves, and they were saying, if we had anything to do with the affair, in other words, had we given a chance or an option or a choice, none of us would have been killed here. So Allah told them, even if you are in your homes, among your families, when the appointed term for you comes, you will come out and you will die. Nothing can delay your death or hasten it. It's already fixed. On such date, you will die. So neither the bravery will hasten your death, nor cowardice will delay it. Being brave or bravery, that will not bring your death before it is due, before its date. Neither this nor being coward will also postpone and delay your death. So that's why the Muslim in the battlefield, he remains firm, because he knows one day he will die. So being here on the front line doesn't mean that he's going to die. And if he dies, alhamdulillah, straightforward to the Jannah. And you will die as martyr. But the hypocrites, they don't want. They are afraid. So that's what they were discussing among themselves. They say to each other, the munafiqeen, if we had anything to do with the affair, that means this decision, this matter, none of us would have been killed here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, الَّذِينَ قَالُوا لِإِخْوَانِهِمْ وَقَعَدُوا لَوْ أَطَاعُونَ مَا قُتِلُوا. They are the ones who said about their killed brothers, while they themselves sat at home, if they only had listened to us, they would not have been killed. Again in Surah Al-Imran, Surah number 3, Ayah 168. So the hypocrites, they are saying, had those who went out, those who had gone out with the Prophet ﷺ, had they listened to us and stayed along with us, they would not have died. So it's only the shaitan now who wants to play with the mind and wants to make them feel guilty and feel bad. Someone already killed. Can you bring him back? So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them, if you can ward off the death, save yourself from death. you yourself. Because when death comes, that's it. أينما تكونوا يدرككم الموت. Wherever you are, death will reach you. ولو كنتم في بروج مشيدة. Even if you are in lofty, tall buildings, the death will reach you, wherever you are. So when the time comes, you cannot escape. In Kitaab Al-Aamry, it is mentioned, and it is authentic narration. You know, in the past, the prophets and messengers, they would be giving the chance. In other words, the angel of death, he would come to them in the form of a human being. And that's what exactly happened to Musa alayhi salam. You know hadith that Musa alayhi salam, he hit the angel of death. The angel of death came to Musa in shape and form of a human being and asked Musa, give me your soul. Because that's how the angel of death used to come to the messengers and prophets. Now, the natural reaction of Musa was self-defense. Just imagine, put yourself now in Musa's place. You enter your house, you are in your room, and someone comes and says, give me your soul. What will be your reaction? Natural reaction, right? That was the reaction of Musa alayhi salam. So he hit the angel of death, and the angel lost his eye, because he came in the form of a human being. So the angel of death went back to Allah. And he said, you have sent me to one of your servants, he doesn't want to die. So Allah sent him again. And he told him, now go and tell him, oh Musa, put your hand on the skin of a cow. And the number of hairs that your hand, your palm can cover, will give you 1 year. For every single hair. How many hairs you can cover with your hand? Many. 100, 200. So for every hair will give you 1 year. Musa said, now Musa didn't hit, because now he started what? He realized that this is the angel of death. So he didn't hit him again. Musa said, and what was after that? He told him, death. He said, now, take me now. I don't want to live. But he said, I want to die close to Jerusalem, Bayt al-Maqdis. Remember, when Musa came from Egypt with Bani Israel, they became rebellious. So Allah made them lingering in the desert. They could not find their way out for 40 years. And Musa died while they are still in that situation. So he asked Allah to bring him close to Bayt al-Maqdis. And then he died. That's why the Prophet ﷺ, he said, when on the night of Isra, I passed by the grave of my brother Musa, and I saw him laying in his grave near the red sand dunes. Red sand dunes. So, in Kitaab Al-Aamry, it is mentioned that the angel of death came to Sulaiman alayhi salam. He came to Sulaiman alayhi salam to take the soul of his advisor, the advisor of Sulaiman alayhi salam. And he was told by Allah, take the soul of the advisor, where? Not in Palestine, in India. So the angel of death is wondering, Allah told me to take his soul in India, but he's now in Palestine. And the angel of death was looking at the advisor. Then he left. The advisor said to Sulaiman, that man is staring at me. His looks I didn't like. I don't want to see him again. Please send me to India. He asked Sulaiman, please send me right now to India. Sulaiman commanded the wind, take him to India. The angel came back. The man is not there. Where is he? He's in India. Go back after him to India. So when it comes, cannot escape. When your date is due, finish. An Arab poet, he said, من لم يمت بالسيف مات بغيره. If you are not killed by the sword, you will be killed by something else. تعددت الأسباب والموت واحد. Many causes, but only death once. If you are not killed by the sword, maybe you will be killed by the car accident, anything. There are different causes, but it's only once you will die. But the munafiqeen, they don't want to die. They are coward. So they are saying, الذين قالوا لإخوانهم وقعدوا لو أطاعونا ما قتلوا. Those who said about their brothers who were killed while they themselves sat behind. If only they had listened to us, they would not have been killed. No, they would have been killed, because that is their date. And see what the shaitan, they are using F, F, F. So the Muslim will not do that. The believer will not use F, because something happened, it will say Allah decreed, and what Allah decreed happened. That's why the Muslim would say what? قدر الله وما شاء فعل. What Allah decreed happened. And what Allah willed happened. You don't say, had he done this, it's too late. Yes, before we have to take the precautions. For instance, someone died because he died in an accident, but he was not wearing the seat belt, and his head hit the windscreen. So the lesson for us that we should always fix and fasten the seat belt. But we should not say, had he fastened his seat belt, he would not have died. He died. He died already. So what is the use of this saying, had he fastened his seat belt, he would not have died? If Allah decided and decreed that you will die on that day, at that moment, even if you are fastening the seat belt, right? True or not? True. But as we should always take precautions. Before something happens, we take the precautions. You wear your seat belt, as the Prophet ﷺ, when he went to the battlefield, he wore the crash helmet, and he also wore 2 armors, not only one. So before, you have to take the precautions. So this chapter talking that you should not use F, because this F only will make you feel bad and will make you feel sad, and it will increase your sorrow. It will increase your sorrow.